forgot to come check on you because I didn't know where you went.
Yeah, I wanted to warm it up a little bit, so I got it into third gear.
Out on that road?
On this road right here.
Yeah.
Right where the four-way stop is.
What is up, guys? So today I'm on my ride with my husband. He's behind me right now. If you're new here, you might not know that he just got his license. So he just learned how to ride a couple months ago. He had no prior riding experience except I think maybe a dirt bike a couple times as a kid. I don't know. But my dad taught him how to ride, and he got his permit a few weeks ago, I believe. Now that we're heading into the cold season, it's just harder to get out and practice and go ride. So it's been rainy a lot here in Washington, and today is my first day off after my first week of work. It's a nice day. It's very sunny. It's still pretty chilly. I don't even know the temperature, maybe in the 60s or something. But I was like, we got to get out on a ride today because I haven't ridden in like a week or a week and a half or something, probably a week, I guess, because I think the last time I made a video was my first day of work. I am taking my husband downtown because he has mostly had, please don't pull out, he has mostly just had like back road experience, not a lot of town, and oh gosh, there's like, alright, I thought that guy was about to get out into the road. Anyway, he hasn't had a lot of traffic experience, I guess, quote unquote, like with more cars around, and it's a Sunday today, so there's definitely more people out and about. A good thing to get some practice as far as driving on the defense and looking out for other cars and things, which is not as much of an issue when you are driving on back roads. So I asked him today if he wanted to drive on back roads or town, city, and he said a little bit of both, so that's what we're doing. So I'm taking him downtown Olympia right now. We have a huge homeless problem. I don't know if you even saw that on that clip, but that was actually the road to the hospital that is lined with campers, and there's hundreds of homeless people. We are in Olympia, Washington, so I think I've driven downtown with you guys a couple of times on my vlogs, but Garrett's my husband. He has never ridden downtown, so this is all new to him. I did want to update you guys though. I finished my first week of work at Harley-Davidson, Destination Harley in Tacoma to be exact, and it was a really fun, full, exhausting, good week, all of the things. I talked a little bit about my first day. I can't even remember what I said because that was like 5 days ago, and I haven't edited that video yet, so I kind of forget, but it was good. I learned a lot. I have a lot more to learn. Only one weekend, but I have learned way more about bikes than I ever thought I would even know in my lifetime. And I know there's so much more to learn, but I was always a rider that, like, so I've had my license for 8 years, maybe almost 9 now, I don't even know. But I was like the quote unquote weekend rider, like just a casual rider. I didn't have my own bike, and I would just borrow my dad's. He's always had a few, and I also didn't like to go out by myself. I was just talking to my husband about this yesterday because, like, I don't know why it took me so long to get more serious about motorcycles. I guess it just wasn't that big of a priority to me at the time. It was something cool that I knew how to do, but like would only do in the summer or on the weekends, but I never wanted to ride by myself. So what I would do is text my dad, and I was like, hey, can we go out on a ride? And if he said no and he was busy, then we wouldn't go out on a ride, which is fine, but I really should have just gotten over my fear of going by myself a long time ago, but I didn't. And so I think this year was when I decided to just go by myself. I was always scared of going by myself because I'm like, what if something happens? What if I crash and no one sees it? And all of these things that are just kind of irrational. Maybe they're a little rational, I don't know. Seems like irrational fears that were keeping me from just going out by myself. But honestly, once I started going out by myself, it was kind of an addiction from that point, and that's when I really got into it. And I will say I also never cared about like the specs of my bike. Like, I knew how to ride a bike. I had fun riding a bike. But even when I bought the 48 for my dad, I've met some people that have asked me questions about it. You know, what's the engine? What's all this stuff? All these questions. And I'm like, I literally have no idea. Like, I've never cared to know until the past few months. And really, especially after getting this job at Harley, now I do actually care. I am interested in knowing all the specs about all the bikes. So a lot has changed in just my, I guess, riding style and interests, but it's been really fun. So like I said, I don't even remember what I said in the first video, but it was like information overload the first few days, to be honest. It was a lot of information because I really went in not knowing anything. Like, I knew my 48 was a 1200cc, and I knew, what else did I know? Not much else actually other than that. Like, I didn't know any of the specs in the first few days of Harley. I've learned way more. I still don't feel super confident yet. It's only the first week to give you a rundown on every bike in a store, but I actually have the knowledge to be able to point out you know, what type of exhaust, what type of engine, all that stuff. Like, I know it's just gonna get better as I keep learning. But something I wanted to say about this job that was really important to me, which I told you guys when I was interviewing there, was to work somewhere where people actually liked each other. Like, a healthy work environment is really important to me. Like, in my interview, I was asking them, you know, what's the culture of the workplace, and everyone has said that we're like family here, which was actually kind of a big selling point for me, because that's really what I want. I learn the best if I'm in a healthy environment, which I feel like is honestly most people in the world. But it has proven to be so true. So I've met the owner and, like, I think maybe 95, if not more percent of the people that work at the company in the first week, and everyone has been super pleasant, very friendly, very oh shit, I just realized, okay. I forgot my husband was following me for a second, and I ran the yellow, so I didn't know if he was gonna do it, but he did. Okay, I'm gonna actually stop talking for a bit. I'm just gonna give you guys some B-roll, because it is really busy down here, and I want to make sure that Garrett is good behind me, so I'm not gonna talk for a minute. Yeah, he's good. Okay, I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that route, but I'm gonna do whatever I want by the dog park.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know the route you're saying. I don't know how to do that.
What do you mean? You drive it all the time.
Left at Safeway?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.